Again. So today I want to talk about what was a blues fan's dream that became a blues fan's obsession. Basically, that was seeing us play at Wembley. Now, for those of a certain age, you won't realise the pull that Wembley used to have. It was the place to be. I was lucky, really, in a way. It's thinking back now. So I got into football really, like, as a 7-year-old kid, 1968. England were already the world champions, so I didn't know anything else apart from, England being the world champions of football. And there you go, you got Blues in the semi-final of an FA Cup. Oh, yes, just normal procedure. You don't know any different, do you? So, as it was, we'd lost to West Brom, but I didn't really understand the importance of it, shall we say. It was bad that we'd lost, but we'd had a great cup run, but I didn't really understand how much it was. But then obviously as you start to get older, the more you get to understand what that Wembley thing was, the whole build up of a cup final, and starting flipping 10 o'clock in the morning, and all I kept thinking, oh, I can't wait to see Blues at Wembley. And then the next year, like 1969, we did well. We'd knocked out flipping Sheffield Wednesday, got drawn against Man United. Oh, great! Got a chance of seeing George Best. Got a chance of seeing two World Cup winners, Bobby Charlton and Nobby Stiles. And we drew 2-2, thanks to old Sugar Dave Robinson scoring the late penalty that we talked about on the previous video. Yeah, just a shame. I'll never forget, like, with the replay though. We went and lost 6-2. I didn't go, obviously, I'm only been 8 years old. Yeah, we lost 6-2, and listening to Brian Butler and Maurice Edelston on the radio talking about it, describing every goal as it went in the back of the Blues net. Mind you, we did take the lead, I'm sure we did, didn't we? Yeah, took an early lead and got our arse kicked. But yeah, so then from then, what did we have? We had flipping 71, 72, didn't we? I was getting a bit older now, and this is the cup run was a distraction in 71, 72, a nice distraction, shall we say. Losing to Leeds in 71, 72 was no disgrace whatsoever. I mean, they were absolutely brilliant, and they spanked our arse that day. We got what we deserved. It was more important to go and win there 2 weeks later when we beat Sheffield Wednesday, because promotion was the big thing, wasn't it? You know what I mean? Not that, obviously, of course, you'd love to have seen the Blues get to, but it didn't really, still, it didn't mean that much, that defeat. But then we get on to, like, I don't want to go on it too much, sort of thing, like, yeah, but 1975, and oh man, never forget, it was at school, and the kid who was a Villa fan, he'd been to Wembley, seen his team playing the League Cup final. They'd beaten Norwich, and he's just taking the piss. Oh, it's the League Cup, it's made of plastic. That was always the big thing. We're going to get to Wembley in a proper cup final, we are. And then you got the radio at school, and you get the draw. You've drawn Fulham. Fulham, fucking hell, this is it. We're gonna go. Absolutely nailed on, aren't we? No, we wasn't. Broke my heart. Broke so many Blues fans' heart then. And are we ever going to get a better chance of ever getting to Wembley? But you live in hope, don't you? And then I've started going to away games down in London. Every time you get in a train and you go to London, you'd look out once you get past Wembley. You'd be looking for Wembley, and it don't matter if the flipping weather was shit. For some reason, the sun used to seem to shine on the Twin Towers, these white Twin Towers that you'd see. It's almost like, the Star of David over Bethlehem. It's the Holy Grail. I've got to go and see Blues. I want to see Blues play at Wembley. And stupid things like 1978, was it 78? We got Derby away, and the game got postponed from the Saturday. We lost. It was only the fourth round, but we lost 2-1 when it was played on the Wednesday. And you're saying to yourself, "Oh, if that game would have been played on the Saturday, we would have got through, and we would have got to Wembley." And you start to kid yourself, everything, don't you? I just couldn't let it lie. But it even got that desperate of what got to see Blues play at Wembley. Even me and my mate even went down to watch the Blues playing the Daily Express five-a-side tournament at the Empire Pool, Wembley. So I thought, oh well, at least if I pop my clogs tomorrow, I can say I've seen Blues at Wembley. May not have been Wembley Stadium, but I've seen Blues at Wembley. But yeah, and then obviously the relegation happened to the third division. But to me, it was all about, oh great, this means we got a chance of actually getting to Wembley now. We've we can get there in that Leyland Daft Sherpa van. They used to change the name of it, everything. This is my big chance. And so, who do we drew? We drew flipping Aldershot and Hereford in a qualifying thing. And we go down to Aldershot. We lose 3-0. Steve Claridge was playing for Aldershot that day. Yeah, it's absolutely a foggy Monday. There's your Wembley dreams destroyed. But then, of course, obviously, the next season, they started to come to fruition. Really, it was the game against a tough Cambridge side when we won 3-1 that you started to think, hang on, there's a chance here. And then, of course, we got tough game against Brentford, who were doing well in their league. Won the first leg at home 2-1. Went down to Brentford, and never forget, never going to get this is our biggest chance sort of thing. And the one thing I remember about, well, there's a lot I remember about that game, was in the first minute, Vince Overson's come and absolutely fucking clattered one of their players. It's almost like we're laying down a marker here, we're going to Wembley and you ain't going to stop us. It's like an over my dead body situation. And the game wore on, and it was, and say it was comfortable. We flipping fought our arses off. But, you get this stupid thing. You stood on the terrace there with your hand in your pocket, and I can't move from this spot in this. If I move from this spot on the terrace, if I take my hand out of my pocket, something bad's going to happen. So I sort of stood like a fucking mannequin. Can't move just in case things go wrong. And then the great Trevor Aylock won a flipping flick on from a corner in the 80th minute. And so then Simon Sturridge buried it. That's it. It's going to happen. We're going to go to Wembley. Honestly, flipping tears flowed that night. Tears and beers, yeah. It's going to happen. And then, of course, the final against Tranmere, when you're finally going to, fulfill your dream. And I walked in. We were stood up behind the goal. And as soon as I got in there, I actually got in there early. And the fans started singing Keep Right On to the End of the Road. And I went and I tried to start to sing. And I just burst into tears. I absolutely inconsolable sort of thing. Your whole dream since a sort of like being a 7-year-old kid, and you're there. But it's sort of like I was thinking about the ones who hadn't made it, the people that we'd lost on the way. It's just a whole bag of emotions. And I honestly didn't give a shit if we would have lost the game 10-0. It was just that fact of seeing my team at the proper Wembley, the Twin Towers Wembley, as it was, like I say, thanks to Sturridge and Goal, we won, and seeing them lift the trophy. But yeah, Wembley, I don't know.